It is official. The Oklahoma City Thunder has finally crowned as champions for the first time in franchise history in a very controversial Game 7, including Tyrese Halliburton's devastating Achilles tear that kept them out of the remainder of the game. This moment right here might go down as one of the biggest what ifs in NBA history. Hundreds of YouTubers are going to make a video specifically tied to this moment, and of course, sports shows for many years to come. Get this, the Pacers were up by one without Halliburton, and in the first 3 minutes of the game, Tyrese Halliburton hit three straight threes in that period. And then after that, the Achilles happened, and going to the second half of the game, the Thunder pretty much took advantage of this despite TJ McConnell's legendary half, including scoring 12 straight points in the third. But Pascal Siakam, even though he could have played more minutes, but he was a no-show until he started to impact a little bit more in the fourth quarter, but still obviously wasn't enough. Miles Turner had a couple of great defensive possessions, but offensively, he was just a non-factor alongside Aaron Nesmith and Obi Toppin, especially Obi Toppin, with just straight up fucking anus. I mean, the guy had 0 fucking points and had more turnovers and fouls than points scored, and so did Aaron Nesmith too. I don't know why Rick Carlisle continued to play this guy because he was just simply hurting this team when he's on the floor. Once he get the ball in his hands, he usually turns the ball over every freaking time. Now, going back to OKC, I am not going to lie. The score, especially in the third quarter, looked better than the eye test because OKC played very lackluster offensively and so bad to the point that Indiana cut the lead to 10 points going to the last 3 minutes of the game, but they ramped up defensively to make key stops and ultimately led to their first title in franchise history. Obviously, the focal point of the video is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. This title capped off his legendary historic season, not just for himself, but for this team as a whole. SGA now has a Finals MVP. He's also a Western Conference Finals MVP, a regular season MVP, a scoring champion, a first-team All-NBA member, an All-Star starter. I mean, this season is comparable to the likes of an MJ's prime years in Chicago. And the guy led this team to 68 wins with the second best net rating and the highest point differential in NBA history. And he did this as pretty much the main offense for the majority of the time, especially in the playoffs. Speaking of the playoffs, the guy had the most 30-point games in a postseason ever. More than MJ, more than Kobe, more than Shaq, more than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, more than Will Chamberlain. All of these guys. He also has the most points scored in the first two games in a final series. And overall, this playoffs, he averaged 30 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, shot 47% from the field. Not so great from 3, shot below league average from 3, but shot 87% from the free throw line. The guy simply had one of the greatest individual seasons of all time. And with this ring, he has now officially named the greatest player in OKC franchise history. And yes, over Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say about SGA of how he is a free throw merchant and how he took advantage of the refs, even though there's some truth as far as the calls that they were making. But to sit there and tell me that SGA is ruining the game, he's not that great of a scorer because he solely relies on getting to the free throw line is just a fucking stupid narrative. The legends that we love, Kobe Bryant, often go to the free throw line because he is skilled at baiting his opponents to foul him. Michael Jordan himself was also the same, and most especially James Harden, who is far more egregious than an SGA as far as getting to the free throw line that often. Dwayne Wade was also the same way too. Are you going to say the same thing to these guys as you do with Shai? Foul baiting is a part of the game, and the people who continue to make these narratives about Shai just don't know basketball. The guy doesn't need to rely on free throws to be effective. He's the best mid-range shooter in the game. He is an efficient slasher in isolation, pick and roll, you name it. Those free throws weren't the sole reason he had an all-time great season. To look back at Shai's last 3 years, he has averaged 31 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, shot nearly 50-40-90 splits in the regular season. 2 of the 3 seasons he was top 5 to 3 in MVP voting, and at one point in the 23 season where he was top 10 in DPOY voting as well too. And add in the illustrious season he had this year, and get this, he is only 26 years old, guys. He's not even in the peak of his prime yet. It is very likely that he will have 2 more consecutive seasons of him having similar achievements he did this year. So buckle up because it is going to be really interesting of what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to continue to accomplish in the next couple of years. And hell, not just SGA, but the whole team. What we saw from OKC, they are not only the second youngest team ever to win a championship, but they have completed the greatest rebuild in NBA history. It may not be a top 10 team in history because of how lackluster they tend to be at times in the postseason, particularly on offense and on the road. But that defense, particularly, is the second best defense ever behind, of course, the 04 Pistons. They have shut down three teams in the postseason, which are the Grizzlies, the Nuggets, and the Timberwolves, who are all ranked in the top 7 in offense. And this championship has proven to everyone that they have really overcome so many obstacles. The narrative out there that they are too inexperienced of a team despite their record. They're too young multiple times where their backs are against the wall and responded. They never lost back-to-back games in the postseason. Everyone on that team at minimum is a great defender. J-Dub had a 40-point masterclass in Game 5. Chet Holmgren is a defensive monster, one of the very best defenders in the league, along with so many offensive potential. And also, don't forget about Nikola Tropic, a 6'6" dual-and-all point guard that can really make a difference as a potential playmaker and another ball handler to pair alongside the starting lineup. Guys, I'm trying to not fall victim to the dynasty card this quickly, but because of their age and them winning a ring this early, this might be the closest team that can potentially become a dynasty in this second apron era because they are only going to get better from here on out. And the only thing that can stop them is injuries and money to pay these players eventually, but I would think that's going to be a problem because of the treasure chest of draft picks they have over the next couple of years. And aside from injuries, that's about it. SGA is only going to get better. J-Dub 2, Chet Holmgren, everyone plus that championship experience they have. I don't know how anyone is going to beat this team, especially in the West. Hell, even in the East. Tyrese Halliburton is out potentially for the whole season next year, so the Pacers won't be as dominant as before. Yeah, so the Eastern Conference is pretty much wide open. The Cavaliers or the Knicks or the teams that can make it out of the East. And don't forget about the Magic too. Then out of the West, the Rockets just added KD to the roster. So as of now, they are the biggest threats to the Thunder. But really, guys, there is a significant gap between OKC and everyone else. And then winning a championship is only the beginning. So that's all I got for this video. Make sure y'all subscribe for more NBA content in the future and turn on post notifications so that way y'all stay tuned for more of my videos. Anyway, stay litty. This is the A-Man Show. Sign out.